Hello everyone, welcome to my English class. In today's English class, we are going to see the chapter My Childhood written by APJ Abdul Kalam. My Childhood is an extract from APJ Abdul Kalam's autobiographical book, Wings of Fire. In that, Kalam talks about his childhood, his upbringing, his parents, his siblings, and he's also talking about his friends and all those things that influenced his childhood. Abdul Kalam was born in a Tamil Muslim family on 15th October 1931. His father, Mr. Jainul Abudin, was a boat owner who used to arrange boats for the pilgrims who used to visit Rameshwaram. His mother, Mrs. Aishyama, was a pious lady who taught good manners and discipline to all her children. Dr. Kalam had four siblings, three brothers and one sister. Throughout his life, Dr. Kalam always followed the path of righteousness and taught the same to others. His early house in Rameshwaram. Dr. Kalam, by his appearance, was short boy, born to a tall parents. He lived with his parents in their ancestral house, which was located in the Mask Street in Rameshwaram. It was a pakka house and is made of bricks and limestone. You could see the picture. This is Kalam's old house. Living with his parents, Dr. Kalam says that he had a very secure childhood, both materialistically and emotionally. His house is an existence in Rameshwaram town. Dr. Kalam says that when he was an 8-year-old boy, it was in the year 1939. It was the time the Second World War broke out, but he was quite unaware about the situation. In those times, there was a great demand of tamarind seed in the market. And as a boy, he used to collect those tamarind seed and he has sold those seeds to the provisional shop and earned 1 anna, which was a pricely amount for him. Dr. Kalam further says that his area was located in the isolation and was not affected by the war. But after some times, the government of India declared a state of emergency, which invited army to join the alliance force in the war. His first earning. Dr. Kalam says that at the time of emergency, the first casualty occurred in the term of suspension of trains at Rameshwaram station. At the Rameshwaram station, his cousin Jalauddin used to collect the bundles of newspaper to earn his livelihood. Due to the suspension of train, his cousin got jerked, as it was not possible for a single person to collect the bundle of newspaper from a moving train. Seeing this miserable condition, Dr. Kalam offered to help his cousin. Both the cousins used to collect the bundles of newspaper, sold it in the market. By this way, Dr. Kalam earned his first wages with the help of his cousin. Whenever he recalls that moment, it gives him immense pleasure. His early school friends. Dr. Kalam shares the memory of his schoolmates. He had three best friends, Ramanatha Shastri, Aravindan, and Sivaprakashan. They belonged to Orthodox Brahmin family. He says that only our religion was different, but we were united and never felt any difference in our life. Narrating about his close friends, he says that Ramanath was the son of Mr. Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, the priest of Rameshwaram temple. Later, Ramanath took the priesthood of Rameshwaram temple, following his father's footsteps. Aravinda entered into the transportation business, arranging transport facilities to the pilgrims who comes to Rameshwaram. His third friend, Shiva Prakashan, became a catering contractor in the Southern Railways. Role of his family during religious event. In Rameshwaram, a large gathering can be seen in the name of Hindu pilgrimage. The event, Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony, was always celebrated with great zeal and enthusiasm. To meet the need of pilgrims, most of the boat owners provide their boats and earned good amount of money. These pilgrims bring their idol of Rama from the temple to the marriage site, which is located in the middle of the pond, called Rama Tirtha. These religious events made a long-lasting impression in the mind of young Kalam. The role of his grandmother and his mother. Dr. Kalam says that his family played an active role in carving his personality. In those days, children were very fond of listening stories from their parents and grandparents. He was also very much fond of listening to the stories narrated by his grandmother, especially the stories of Ramayana and the life of Prophet Muhammad. Discrimination attitude of a new teacher. Dr. Kalam says that when he was a student at an elementary school in Rameshwaram, a new teacher arrived. And having seen a Muslim boy sitting along with Hindu boys, he could not digest. The teacher at once ordered Kalam to take his bag and occupy the last bench. This behavior of the teacher made Ramnath Shastri and Abdul Kalam sad. They never faced such critical condition in their life before. When the class was over, both the boys went to their home and narrated the incident to their parents. On hearing that, Ramanath Shastri's father, Mr. Lakshman Shastri, he condemned the new teacher's behavior of discrimination and also asked to plead for pardon or leave the town immediately. He warned the teacher not to sow the poisonous seed of discrimination in the innocent mind. The teacher realized his blunder and felt so ashamed and promised not to behave in the sense of discrimination in future. The role of the science teacher in Kalam's life. Dr. Kalam says that he was living in a society where Hindu orthodoxical opinion were prominently followed. In that society, a gem of a soul was living in the name of Siva Subramania Iyer, his science teacher. He was an amazing intellectual and a generous person. This science teacher used to spend hours with Abdul Kalam, motivated him, and said, Kalam, I want you to develop yourself and occupy a higher place in the big city. The teacher had an ambition to break the barriers of society on the basis of social discrimination. On the other hand, his wife was very different. One day, the teacher invited Kalam to his home for a meal. The wife, Mrs. Iyer, was horrified to see Kalam. She was hesitant to serve food for a Muslim boy in her kitchen. Seeing this, the science teacher made Kalam sit and started to serve food. Mrs. Iyer cleaned the floor thoroughly after the meal was over. When Kalam was about to leave, the teacher invited him again to join the meal next Sunday. Having received the invitation from the science teacher, Kalam hesitated. Seeing the hesitation in the young boy's face, the teacher motivated him by saying, if you have strong determination to change the society, he should be bold enough to face any situation. Such situation will come and go in life. When Dr. Kalam went again to his science teacher's house for the meal, he was shocked to see the quick change of behavior in Mrs. Iyer. She not only took him into the kitchen, but also served him food with her own hands. Impact of both the teacher, that is the new teacher, and the science teacher in Kalam's life. As we have already studied, that teachers are the decorators of our personality and our life. They fill immense wisdom of light in our life. In the case of new teacher, the new teacher made him realize that there is discrimination in the society, whereas the science teacher motivated and made him realize how to overcome discrimination by boldly facing it. Kalam's desire to pursue higher studies. Dr. Kalam says that at the end of the World War II, India's freedom was soon to be proclaimed. The country was going to be free at last. At this time, Dr. Kalam told his father that he wanted to leave Rameshwaram and do his higher studies in the district headquarters of Ramanathapuram. His father knew that his son had an ambition. Seeing the hidden talent of his son, he inspired and supported by wishing him success in his life. The idea of leaving the town gave an emotional jerk to his mother. She was not prepared to be separated from his beloved son. Seeing her emotional turmoil, Dr. Kalam's father convinced his mother. He said, "We can only give birth to our children, but we can't give our thoughts to them. We have to provide them the wide space to learn more, and we should also let them to explore every aspect of their life." The lesson teaches a very important message. The message is well said. The message of tolerance, acceptance, broad-mindedness, and brotherhood. So these are all the essential needs for the all-round development of a child. In order to reform the society and the social system, there are, in the society, there are infection like prejudice of caste and status. One must be ready to confront obstacle without losing one's school. Mutual trust and ease of communication help one to resolve these hindrances. And talking more about Abdul Kalam, he became the world's greatest scientist. And even today, we call him as a missile man of India. Kalam received honorary doctorates from 40 different universities all around the world. The government of India has honored him with Padma Bhushan in the year 1981 and Padma Vibhushan in the year 1990 for his work with ISRO and DRDO and his role as a scientific advisor to the government. In the year 1997, Kalam received India's highest civilian honor, the Bharat Ratna, for his contribution to the scientific research and modernization of defense technology in India. In 2013, he was also a recipient of Von Braun Award from the National Space Society to recognize excellence in the management and leadership of space-related projects. Abdul Kalam also became our 11th president, succeeding R.K. Narayanan. He won the 2002 presidential election with an electoral vote of 9,22,884, surpassing 107,366 votes won by Lakshmi Shagal. His term lasted for 2002, 25th July to 2007, 25th July. On 10th June 2002, the National Democratic Alliance, NDA, which was in power at that time, expressed that they would nominate Kalam for the post of president. And the Samajwadi Party and the Nationalist Congress Party backed his candidacy. After the Samajwadi Party announced his support for Kalam, Narayanan chose not to seek a second term in office, leaving the field clear. Kalam said to the announcement of his candidature, "I'm really overwhelmed. Everywhere, both in internet and in the other media, I have been asked for a message. I was thinking what message I can give to the people of the country at this juncture." He gave so much of thoughts to the people of India as well as to the young minds of the society. And in the year 2015, this great man finally departed from this particular earth. 26/7/2015 was a dark day for all the Indians, and it was a great blow for the scientists all over the world. But we still remember Kalam for his good behavior as a great human, as a great personality, and as a great scientist. And I take this opportunity to pay my salute and tribute to this wonderful missile man of India. Thank you so much, and let's meet in the next class with a new topic. And please stay tuned. Thank you.